Guys, how's it going? Chad here with you. Welcome back to the Dorky and 40 channel. And today I want to show you something really awesome from the folks at Brain FPV. They have brought everything that we want from our Crossfire into our OSD. Now, if you're a mid-range to long-range flyer, or even if you just think it's cool, we can now get true RSSI, true link quality, signal to noise ratio, all that good stuff in our actual OSD with the Brain Radix flight controller or their RE1 flight controller. So as you can see right here on the Brain FPV user group, they've got this out. It's available for testing. Works very well so far for me, and a lot of other people have used it. You can see 77 comments so far, so pretty excited people. And if you click on the GitHub link here, which I'll put in the description for you, it will take you to the 4.03 release for the Brain FPV flight controllers, which, you know, they have their own hex files because they do some things on their own. And what this is going to do is going to give you all of that cool Crossfire stuff inside the actual OSD. Before we take a look at it though, you probably need to look at the manual of the TBS Crossfire to kind of understand some of this stuff. Most of us, myself included, fly with Betaflight or Flight 1, and pretty much our link quality that we set on Crossfire is pretty much always pegged at 100. It barely ever moves. I run dynamic power. I can hear my TARANIS buzzing as it kicks on and up as far as power goes and everything like that. I also have RSSI call out on my Crossfire on the TARANIS, so that way I can kind of tell that if I'm getting to the edge of something. And it's also helped me identify a couple antennas that have been bad or the UFL connector has popped off. Real quick, just to let you know how I figured that out is typically if I fly, say, to a certain place out into the field, I know that I should be getting maybe around -40 to -60 dB. But on a couple of occasions, I've noticed that I've got like -90, -100, which means that my range has been cut just like crazy. Because with Crossfire, every 6 dB that you actually have double the amount of range left. So as in their example here, if you are hearing an RSSI of -84 from your TARANIS and you're 5 kilometers away, according to TBS and their algorithms that they have built into Crossfire, you could go to 10 kilometers and you should be getting a range of -90 dB. Now, of course, this is if you are at a fixed power. So if you're running dynamic and it's changing constantly, this will change on you constantly too. But it's just kind of nice to have, especially if you don't like dynamic and you just want to set it to like 500 milliwatts or 1 watt and just go for it. So once we enter the regular Betaflight OSD, we can click into the Brain FPV OSD, and if you scroll down there, you'll see the Crossfire link quality, and you see a bunch of different settings there. You can see automatically you get the RSSI at 300 and the actual power level at 10 milliwatts. But if I go back to it again, you can turn on RSSI and signal to noise ratio, and it will give you that full time. You can also set it to whenever it's just low. And if you come back out here, you can see that once I save it, that everything will be there in the OSD right there. And then of course we can go back into the Betaflight configurator like I did, and we can kind of move all of this stuff around here, and we can make it you know, put it pretty much wherever we want. It's like its own independent block, so you'll have to move around some of your other components in order to get them to show up and not cover things up. So you can see it takes like 4 lines up on the OSD, and the link quality of 300 on top is always the bigger one. Interestingly enough, you can see that that link quality actually does change as all the other numbers change. If you just keep a look on it there, you can see how things are actually changing. So we're not always flying at a perfect link quality. and this just demonstrates how that works. So here's just a quick demonstration. I was playing around out in the yard last night, show you how everything works, and you can see that everything is just constantly changing as far as the power and link quality and everything else, depending upon how my antennas are orientated and this and that. It's funny to see how it'll just go from 10 milliwatts all the way up to like 500 or 1,000 in a blink, and then right back, and the numbers are constantly adjusting. So good information here, really cool. So it's really cool to see just how much that stuff is actually changing, like constantly over and over and over, like every frame, every second or whatever, just things that we kind of take for granted. And it shows you again how good of a product Crossfire is, that Team Black Sheep is able to just make this work and put all of this technology into it so we can fly faster, further, and just more safe whenever we need or want to. So that's it, guys. You got a Radix, try this out, see how things go for you. Maybe some of this stuff will get imported into beta flight at some time now that someone has put in the work for it. I'm not sure exactly how much they could do in their own OSD, but with the Smart Audio 2.1 and everything else, this magic that Team Black Sheep keeps evolving with, we might have something soon. So anyway, guys, we will talk to you later.